I'm going to be modeling this rocket lamp that I created. I was looking around the internet the other day, and I saw a 3D render of an office, and it was sort of like a sciencey thing, and there was some kind of like a rocket lamp. It was just a sort of a cylinder with a lamp thing and a stand, and it reminded me of a rocket lamp. And I thought, hey, I could try to do something like that. I don't know how convincing it is as a rocket, but it uses some great Blender techniques, some things that I'm working on, very basic stuff, but I think it would be good to try. So if you're close to a beginner level, this would be something you might be interested in, or you could design your own. The only thing I don't have right now is the light bulb, but I'm actually going to start by bringing in a light bulb image so we can get a sense of the scale of this thing. But we've got some sub-D surfaces on there, and a few challenges with respect to that. Doesn't have a lot of detail, but some. All right, and could just sit there and you press the button and turn on your little rocket lamp. So, all right, so I'm going to start a new file, and I'm going to switch over to Cycles Render, use GPU Compute, and I'll turn on my screencast keys. And I think I'm going to do my typical shader that I like to use, and turn off the grid floor, and get rid of all this stuff here. And let's look from the front, and I'm going to bring in that image of the light bulb. You may not be able to see what I'm doing here. That depends how far down it is. But let's open up this. And we'll just use that as a reference. All right. Let's put that in just the front view. Okay. And to close that. All right. I probably should have an image of that to use. So let's save this as rocket lamp video. Let's actually go ahead and open this up again so I can see it. Don't really need to see the top that much. Well, maybe we'll take a couple of images of it. Just a quick shot like that. Maybe I'll get a shot of the back there. Just remember that thing. Wouldn't want to forget that. I don't need that. Let's get a shot up here though. Just do one more like that. It's not necessarily exactly the way I'm going to do it, but we'll do that. Okay. Here we go. And I'll also open up that. There it is. Good enough. Cool. All right. So I've got my 3D cursor right there at center stage, and I'm going to go Shift A. I'm going to bring in a cylinder just with the default settings. Scale this in the Z. I'm going to scale everything up. Alright, so what I'll do is apply scale to this, and I'm going to select this top face, and I'm going to go Control B, and you see that dotted line. I'm going to pull back to bevel it, and I'm going to do this kind of thing. I'm going to roll my mouse up, get a number of segments there just like that, and in position 1 I'm going to hit bead extrude, and I'm going to pull this up a little ways, and now I think I'm going to go ahead and move that image down, that background image down. Alright, so okay, everything's relatively centered. Close that. Alright, so actually, no, I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to leave that row there, though. All right, and that's where the light bulb would fit in. So let's go ahead and inset a little bit. Bead extrude, and I'll pull it down a ways. Let's have a look at position 1 in wireframe and see how far that goes. Okay, I can go further down like that, no problem. Go out of wireframe and look in solid view. Alright, and I am going to add some edge loops here. Just a bunch of them like that. Yeah, I guess I'm going to put them on the inside, aren't I? That's not going over the inside, so we'll do it here. Just like that. Accept that and go to face select mode and just select every alternate one, at least 3 or 4 of them. This is probably not even going to be seen. Extrude, scale shift Z, and I'm going to pull it in. And I will be putting a subdivision surface on this, so just to show you what that would end up looking like. I'll have to move a lot of points around, but if I do that, those will sort of look like the grooves, the thread that the light bulb would fit into. And hit hide inset, just pull that in to get rid of that weirdness there. So we'd have something like this so far. So let's go into, well, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to pull this down and sharpen this up a little bit. This part isn't particularly going to look like a rocket. It's going to look a little bit more like a lamp. You know, just like that. And obviously we can have smoothing on as well. Okay. Alright, it's going to come down a ways, all the way down to the bottom there. So this kind of thing. Let's go ahead and grab the bottom here, assuming that's the length. Hit hide inset. We'll come in a nice distance. Bead extrude. Come down like this. I'm going to flare that out. All right. So let's see if I start. Just like that, and it gets wider. Bead extrude, we'll scale it out some more and pull it down. like this. Maybe just like that. Add an edge loop here to tighten this up. And we'll add a couple more edge loops here and there. Let's have a look at that. Might want to do another one here. Roll my mouse up twice. I'll scale on the Z a little bit. I'll just grab these faces, PD extrude, scale, shift Z, and we'll pull out a bit. Alright. And set here. And we'll bring that up a little ways. I think we'll inset again just to flatten it out. Okay. Let's take this edge, bring it down further, and let's add another edge here. Thinking about this section here now. Okay, so what we'll do here is I'll have all those polys there, and I'll shift and click there, and I'm going to hit I twice and move my mouse in like that. And I'm going to come over to extrude individual, and I'm going to push my mouse up a ways to create some indents, and then add another edge loop, Control R, I'm going to slide it up close to the top but not exactly at the top, just like this. That kind of thing. I just want to think about if that's on a, no, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to bring in another edge loop here. I'm going to bring in another edge loop right down here. I'll get that effect. Okay, and I think I might use this edge loop. I'll bring it up a little bit. I'll go Control B and pull back on that from the center and get a bit of a blue area like that. And I'm going to hit E to extrude, and I'm going to hit S for scale, and I'm going to pull in. That. And then another edge loop to tighten that up. Another edge loop in here. Let's have a look at that. Let's see once in a while. Where are the dots? The dots are on the inside, so hoping I left myself enough room. Okay, if I don't feel I left myself enough room, I do down here, but I could go into wireframe and vertex. Oh, that's busy. Box select, let's see how much. Let's try that much. Pull it up. Let's just see how that looks. Yeah, I pulled it up, so I got enough room for the dots now. Here and there. So let's do that part. Make sure I select this, shift S, cursor selected, and bring in a regular circle. Where'd you go? There you are. Okay. Rotate X90. Like that. to make face, E to extrude, pull it out a bit, select it all, make sure the polys are all facing outwards, select that outer edge or face, pull back to bevel, put 1, 2 segments, just to give it a bit of rounding, pull it back till it touches, and smooth. I'm just going to do it like that, I think. Well, actually, scale this in the Y, make it a bit more protruding. Okay, so now I'm going to select that, but I'm going to look in top view. My 3D cursor is right in the middle. Okay, in edit mode, I'm going to make sure that that's all selected, and in top view, I'm going to come over to spin, and I'm going to choose 360, and then I'm going to increase the number of these. And then I can always turn over to here, and I can look. And 35, 34, 33. I don't want to go too crazy. Just want to see if I can get this one to line up with that space. I don't think it's going to go even. So we're just going to leave it at that. So you'll notice some discoloration in them. So I'm going to select them all, and I'm going to go, first of all, remove doubles. Okay, and Control N. No, Control N right there. Flip any polys that were. I'm just going to put them right there. Okay, just look at the positioning. Yeah, that's all right. I'm going to Shift D, and I'm going to pull them down as well. Hoping I'll let myself enough room down there. I think that's all right. Okay, I'm not going to join them yet or anything because I got a subdivision surface on this. I don't want to apply it yet. Okay, so far so good. All right. It looks like a weird jug of wine than a light, but or a lamp. Got these little things here too. There's different ways that we can do this, but I can just do it the same. I'm not sure that those are absolutely necessary. But let's go ahead and do this, the switch. Okay, and I'm going to be cutting a hole in this, so that's a good thing to do. Let's deselect that, by the way. Let's go ahead and add a few edge loops in here because I know I'm going to be using them later on. And let's put the hole, switch right there. No, let's put it right there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, first of all, I'm actually going to take these edges and scale them in the Z so that I'm looking at these 4 boxes, and I want to make a circle. And I want it to look as circular as I can. Imagine a circle fitting in there. Okay? So I just moved those, and I'm going to select that one vertex that will be right in the middle. I go Shift S, cursor to selected. Okay, now I'm looking right in front view there, and I got that. Is that the middle one? Is that not the middle one? It's not the middle one, it's this one, right? Shift S, cursor to selected. That's the middle one. Okay, so I'm going to do a circle right there. So I got that. Now, while I'm in edit mode, I'm going to go Shift A. I'm going to bring in a circle. Before I do anything, I'm going to hit F6. And I'm going to look at the parameters here. I want to switch this to 8 vertices. I want to rotate it 90 degrees in the x-axis. And I want it to fit this space. Now, I just moved away from that, so I'm just going to scale. I want it to fit in that space just like that. Okay, now that's just a circle there, it's not attached. The way I'm going to cut a hole though is I'm going to take the knife tool, K, starting up here, I'm going to use this as a guide, and I'm just going to use the knife tool and click away, following this as a contour. So I'm cutting into the mesh now using this as a guide. I'll finish up there and press space. Now, I've got 2 circles. One, the yellow one that I cut into the mesh. And I'm going to go into edge selection and Shift Alt and click this one, which is not laying on the surface. That's the one that I brought in. I'm going to delete that. This is the one I cut into the mesh. Back into front view, back into vertex mode, and I'm going to take this point and press J to join them. These ones are okay. This one and this one. J. This one and this one. This one and this one. J. Okay. Face selection. Now all these are quads. Alright, so I'm going to select them all. Turn a little bit. E and pull it in. Then I'm going to go to vertex mode. I'm going to select that and delete vertices and get rid of that. Actually, I may have wanted that face. Where did I make that face? That's fine. Okay, turn off subdivision surface for a moment so I can see. And then come in here, put an edge loop, and slide it down near the bottom, just like that. I'm also going to select. Well, do I want to do this now? I don't think it really matters. Okay. In vertex selection, I'm going to choose this point and this point, and I'm going to pull it out. Scale it in the X. I'm going to choose this point and this point. Scale these ones in the Z. And I'm sort of simulating another circle. I got this circle, and then I got this circle, and that's going to hopefully relieve some of the tension and the pulling. I'm going to choose this whole edge. I'm going to go Control B, pull back, like that. I'm going to roll my mouse up one to give one edge. Now let's come out and have a look at this in subdivision surface. Okay, so I've made a hole. All right. I did want this back face in there. Now, if I wanted to, I suppose I could even come in here, go Control R, along here, bring it up. If I wanted to sharpen that even more, I'm not sure. I need to. I don't really want to do that. Doesn't need it. Okay. I'm going to select this face, and I'm just going to, well, it's not even going to be visible. So Shift S, cursor to selected, and I'm going to bring in a new circle. But I'm going to make this one 32, typical. I think I am. I probably didn't need to do that. Actually, let's just make it 12. Okay. Rotate X 90. Scale it down. I want it to be a little smaller than the hole. Okay, go in, select, have to make a face. E to extrude when it come out. And select it all, make sure the polys are all the right way. Let's just go ahead and bevel this back. 1, 2. Probably put a subdivision surface on this anyhow. Let's go ahead and do that. 2 with smoothing on. I'll go ahead and straighten out the back. Not going to be really seeing much there, so let's push it in. I might make it a bit longer. Scale this in the Y, just like that. Okay, let's see what I did with this button. It's hard to tell in that image. Alright, well, just any design you want to do on this would be fine. So you could just come in here, face selection, and you could inset and extrude a little bit, and it'd look nice and soft like a push button. And you could also you could do 2 edge loops like that and bring them out. Maybe this one would go a little bit deeper in, and then you could select all these faces and go I, pull in a bit, and then go extrude individual and pull out like that. And then with those still selected, no, actually it doesn't matter if they were selected or not. A couple of edge loops, it's going to look a little different than the original one. But you know, you could do that kind of thing. down so it looks like it would fit in the hole a bit better. I might squash it too. And then bring it out and lengthen it if I have to. I think I'm going to do that. Just lengthen the whole thing and push it back in. So there's your button. You would press or turn, I don't know, to turn on the lamp. Okay, cool. So far, so good. All right, what's next? Let's see. Okay, so for these wings, I really actually, it's really straight and then it goes up and on an angle and then it's covered up so they don't come to a point or anything. So I can show you how I did those. Cursor selected. One. I think I did this probably, I would probably do it on another layer. So I'm just going to go Shift A, Mesh, Plane, Rotate X90. I guess there's different ways. Maybe I used a cube, I don't know. I'll scale this into Z. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll pull this one down and how do these go? They go up on an angle, eh? Oh geez, really, you know, well, goes up like that, and this goes up like that. I could just do it really simple, you know, so select it, heat extrude, bring it out, select it all, Control N to flip any polys that are strange. Leave it relatively thick though. I could, can I still get, I can still get some edge loops in there, and even a couple here, and scale these in the Y out, as if I put on a subdivision surface. Let's see how it would look. There and this one down here. This part's gonna be mostly covered. You know, we could get that effect. And I can come in here and grab these faces. Alright, and then just go I and bring it in, and E to bring it up. Quite thin, so I'll expand my selection a bit and I'll scale them in the Y like that, and then I'll come in here, put an edge loop to sharpen that up. I don't, that part, neither of these parts I think are going to be seen, but it's nice to do anyhow. I just want to see if that edge, yeah, that edge is round enough. Let's see what that looks like on the model. Bring that back. And out. Let's see whereabouts I put that. Down there. So, okay, we can rotate this too. Alright, let's rotate this in the Y. Actually, before we do that, let's scale this in the X. Rotate in the Y. In the Z as well. Let's try mirroring this and seeing what it looks like. Let's just apply that. Set origin to geometry and scale this more in the Z. Like that. So they don't look as shrimpy as they did. And let's bring in another cylinder. Bring it out to here. And we'll just do a global scale. Okay. Narrow it down towards the top. Just first of all, we'll scale it like that. Not like that. Roll that back a bit. And we'll grab this, straighten it out like that. Let's go to there maybe. Grab these, extrude, scale, shift Z, pull them out. Take this, and we're going to do some work on the inside there in a bit. Let's go up to near the top. So we got an area that we pinch in here. Let's take that, extrude, and just scale it in like that. And then we also have a right around the middle. Oops. So we'll put an edge loop there, and I'll just do Control B and extrude, scale that in as well. Let's go ahead and put a subdivision surface on this. And start bringing in some edge loops. She's starting to look, oh boy, starting to look more like an ice cream cone. Alright, well, get a top on there of some sort. Okay, so what do I have to do to this? I want to do some of that kind of stuff. Okay, let's go out one more. Go extrude, bring it up, scale it in like this, but a little bit less stubby than that. Okay, that's cool. Let's do this, and then I'll take these faces and I do them all. I could try checker deselect and see how I like that. I think I do. I'm going to still inset these, extrude individual and push up like I did before. Or did I pull out? Control R. Alright, I can get that. guess I gotta do Control B. Just another. Let's try that. Heat extrude scale. Cut it in nicely like that. Oops. So get that sort of top on there. Let's try going in here. I don't know how far I can get in before I start hitting the interior, but let's just extrude it up. Oh, yeah, there it is already, eh? Okay, well, I can move this down, I guess, and out a bit. Let's turn this off for a minute. We can go up a ways. It's probably good enough to do what I need to do. And set that again. I'll think about this rim here. Which one shows me the inside? I can't see the inside. But I think what I'm going to do is take this face, inset again to here, pull this out. I'm not sure how far I want to come out with that. And then I'll put an edge loop to straighten that. Not there, not that far. Put an edge loop here, like that. And I'll put one down here. Okay, let's just have a look at that. Okay. And then I'm going to come in and select this face, Shift S, cursor to selected. And then I'll go out and bring in a cube, I think. Scale it. I don't know what I want to do. Control 7 maybe to look. Let's scale this in the X. And scale it in the Y. Scale it in the Y some more. And the Z. Okay, I'll do something different. I'll scale the X. Like that kind of thing. Let's Control A, scale. I just want to bevel the visible sides, I think, the visible edges. One, probably enough. I don't even know if we're going to be seeing this. What about smoothing? I'll leave that off for now. Let's try, let's try what? Let's try mirroring it, I guess. Mirror this across that. Okay, I don't like the smoothing though. And then we'll origin of geometry, Shift-D, rotate Z 90. Let's join those together. And then Shift-D, rotate Z 45. Let's try that. See if you like this. I don't know what this is. Some kind of engine-y thing. And then we'll go in here again. Inset. I'll go in a little bit. Inset. That kind of thing. This is just something small. That doesn't really do anything. Thinking about something. I don't know if this would be dumb or if this would work. I'm just thinking of. Nope. All right, well, anyways. Okay, let's select this, Shift S. Let's take this and let's just mirror it across. Okay, so this is what I got so far. Weird, very strange. All right, but it works out. Front view. Let's try to do some kind of a little door here. Could be easy to do, but you never know. Let's do that. Let's try to go a little bit more like that. Let's try that. I'm just gonna extrude this in. I'm gonna see how well it's working. So far, so good. Let's try just edge loops here and here and hope that I'm not causing a problem. Okay, that looks okay so far. I don't know if it looks like a weird bottle of whiskey. And the more I look at it, I also don't know if these need to be up further or down further. I just want to check something. I just realized that this is not mirrored over. So let's join that and scale it a bit so it's not going through. Let's go back. Well, I can't really join that, can I? Well, I could just apply this and we'll get rid of the mirror and I'm going to join that together. Alright, and then I can mirror it. And they're both there. I was just trying to decide on the positioning. Okay. Maybe they're too big too. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe I need to do that. Okay, I'm happy with that. Alrighty. Okay. So for this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just go in and take that maybe. Shift D, P to make it a new object, and maybe we'll do that. But let me just bring it out for a second. So there it is. Go into it. Bring it back a bit. Let's give it a bit of thickness. And then flip any polys. Let's go ahead and what? How do I want to sharpen this? Maybe just here. Maybe we'll bring it out a bit. Slide it for a second, let's see. bring that up and make sure that's smoothed. If I do this, I'm going to lose the curvature, right? And it won't really fit, so we're not going to do that. Okay, well, that's okay. That's okay. So we're going to take this, Shift S, cursor selected, and I'm going to bring in a cube again, scale it down. I don't know what side, maybe this side. I'm scaling the X, scaling the Z, scaling the Y. And come in and do 2 edge loops, scale them in the Z up to there. Take these 2 faces, meet extrude, and I'll pull them out in the Y like that. Then I'm going to rotate Z 180, rotate this back towards, push that in like that, and come back to this position, and move it down, and then I'm going to rotate it, and go ahead and push it back in. We'll rotate in the Z until it looks right. Apply scale, let's try the bevel. Okay, it's not too bad. Not super happy with how that turned out, but I think this is still too big. Let's bring it like that, so it looks like you push in. Okay. All right, let's take a short break. And we'll come back. All right, let's work on the base for this lamp-like structure. All right, and the way I'm going to do that is, let's make sure that's selected again, cursor selected. Let's bring in a cube and put it right down here where the base would go. Let's scale this in the X, scale it in the Z like that. Come out here, scale in the Y as well. To approximate thickness, and we always change that. Right, go into edit mode, and I'm going to roll my mouse wheel up and put in a bunch of edge loops like that. I'll come looking under the bottom. I'm going to grab that edge right in the middle. All right, and then I'm going to come down and turn on proportional editing, hit enable, and I'm just on this smooth setting. I'm going to start pulling up, and I'm going to roll my mouse wheel to change the size of that circle. I'm going to roll up. And I want to get sort of a nice circle like that. Okay, so I'm going to do that. That's good. And then I'm going to go into vertex selection and wireframe. I'm going to take these two, actually going to box select those and those, so I get the back ones as well. And I'm going to push these. Make sure you turn off proportional editing first. I'm going to push these down like that. And I'm going to box select these, and I'm going to go SX0. No, not yet. We're not going to do that yet, are we? Straight on. There we go. SZ0, straighten them, and then I'm going to pinch them in, scale them in the X, like that. All right. This is obviously going to have to be changed in size, so I'm going to come down like that. Okay, let's get it a wireframe. We're going to have something like that. All right. That it would sit on. You can scale this in the X, so it just sort of sits on there. try that. We'll see. Or should I scale the X a little bit more? Since it's right on the flat section there. Okay, we'll have to save and apply scale, and let's come over to the bevel. Just like that, smooth. Okay, let's Shift D, rotate Z 90. Make a decision on the size of those. I'm going to try scaling these. Scale Shift Z first of all. No, I think I'm just going to scale them in general like that. Try bringing them up. I think I'm going to like it better if it just sits like that, because it could be glued on there or whatever. Alright, so here's my base. We can go ahead and bring in a plane and use it sort of like a table. Just go like that for now. Okay, so that's how that would sit there. And we're going to get to work on the top part there. We're going to do the lampshade now, and for that I'm going to bring in a cylinder, but before I click anything I want to switch the size to 8. Bring it up, scale this. I think I'm going to want it to go down to about there. Scale it a bit more. Actually, I'll scale it out the full distance that I want it to be. And then I'm going to come in and take the top. I'm going to scale that in. I might scale this out even a bit more. Something like that. And then I think I'll take the top and the bottom and delete them, and then add the solidify modifier and just have a look at this and bring up the thickness a little bit. This may not be the correct thickness for a lamp, but a lamp shade. And now we'll adjust the size of this thing. You can do it any size you want. I think that's a bit better. Something like that. I'm going to go ahead and apply that. Make sure all my polys are right. I'm going to grab the vertical edges and we'll soften them up with the bevel. Control B, pull back, and add just 1 or 2 segments. Have a look at that. Okay. I'll do the same at the top. Actually, I think before that, I might grab this edge, Shift D, P to make a new selection or new object, and set origin to geometry, and I might just move that out of the way. I might be using that. Let's go back in here, and now in edge selection, grab this top row edge, that one. Let's see if I can bevel them together just a little bit, pull away from the center so they don't cross. Put a segment or 2 if you can, and hopefully that'll soften it a bit. It's a little thick for a lampshade, but that's alright. Control B. Let's see if I can get 2 in there. I'm going to take this piece and bring it down. It should fit in there pretty good. Go to edit mode, select it, E to extrude, scale. I'm just going to scale in. Take it all, E to extrude, and I'll go down like that. See what it's like with the bevel modifier on it. I don't know if I need to or not. I'll try that and smooth it. Just to have something for the bars to attach to. And that's okay. Maybe I'll join those together. I can still adjust the size of this a little bit if I want. So far so good. Well, I think it's time we're going to need to do the light bulb. I'm going to go to, let's actually hide that and see how. Actually, I'll take that back. Let's not hide that. Let's look in wireframe and see. So it looks like an awfully big light bulb compared to the lampshade, doesn't it? Alright, well, let's give it a shot anyhow. Let's do it on another layer though. Alright, so there it is. Alright, my 3D cursor's down there. Actually, Shift S, just send that to the center, just to have it there. Bring in a plane. It's going to show up way down there. Rotate X 90. Alright, I'll bring it way up here. Go into edit mode, vertex. Alt-M to merge the points at the center and bring it up to here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get rid of that thing, and I'm going to go E and G. E and G. This is another way that you can do nicely rounded things rather than using like cylinders and circles. And you don't have to be too careful. In fact, I don't even know if anyone's going to see the light bulb in this. Just following the contour. Uses a lot of points, mind you. Now, I'm going to go one more down like this, and then go E, G, X, and come back. This part is going to be hidden. All right, I mean, I might have one bit. So I'm going to, I've got that point selected. I'm going to select this point. I'm going to open up the side panel with N and come up here to X, and I'm going to put the 0 in there. Close that. Deselect, go back into object mode, and there's my profile. I come over here to the screw modifier, and I'm going to choose the y-axis, and I am going to also add subdivision surface of 2, and I'm going to get this. All right, have a look at it. Okay, I'm going to come back down into here, and I'm going to take this point and I'm going to delete it. I'm going to get that. Now, back into object mode. Let's have a look with this, but take off that. Okay, I'm going to take this light bulb, put this back on. I can do that. Now, I can still go into edit mode, and I can still play with this if I wanted to. If I didn't like that point, I could push it down a little bit. Just press G. I can do that. If that is a helpful thing. We got our light bulb in there. That's what we really wanted. Cool. So far so good, right? Okay, cool. Let's put that back on and see if this looks like it's a reasonable scale. Let's just scale it again a bit. this. All right, let's just go with that. Let's come over here and let's see if I can. Let's bring in another edge loop here. Actually, there. Let's grab this edge loop and pull it down a bit. And let's make a ring. E, scale, shift, Z. Let's bring it out like that. And sharpen it just a little. We'll do that so I can bring in another ring that will fit on top of that. Shift S, cursor selected. So let's bring in a circle. And let's make it 32. That's what I'm looking for. So that'll be like the piece of metal that fits on there. Start working on that. Let's go E and scale. Like that. Select it all, E, and bring it up. I might want a subdivision surface on that as well. Put 2 edge loops and scale them in the Z at the same time. And I can do the same thing here, I suppose. No, I don't think I can. So I'll just do one here and pull it in, and one here and pull it out. Just like that. And we'll put smoothing on, and we'll decide this is the right. Let's scale this a little bit. That. Let's make it bigger. Let's make it go up to there. Okay. What I'm thinking of for this is, well, let's just start it. Let's go into wireframe with that back and that thing selected. And let's bring in a curve path. Rotate Y90. And look from the side. I'm going to pull it out like this. I'm going to hide that. Not look in wireframe anymore. I'm going to take this, bring it out a bit more. All right. Take this, I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to take this and I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to even pull this one out like that. Let's try scale Y0. Let's bring that back. Let's try this and this. I'll check this up to here. Let's go ahead and add some thickness to this full, something. In solid view, but get rid of this for a second. Just bring that back. See, that would join there. Okay, let's bring up the thickness. That would be all right. That would be all right. something in here. So let's go with a cube again. It's just very simple structure here. Okay, let's do this. Scale on the X. Still an H. Grab those edges. Pull them back. How far? I don't know. Even that far. I might want to scale this in the Y a bit more and actually move this out. Go Y. Maybe even knock down its diameter a bit so it only comes out of this. No one's going to see this, but still. I know lamps don't look like that, but whatever. Let's go back to this. And this. And this. And see how well it's attaching. Just do it to there. Okay. It comes out of there. Oh, you know. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's see, make a mesh out of this. And let's, what's going on here? Apply that bevel and let's join these two things. Control J. Let's select the ring actually. Shift S and that, and let's mirror this with respect to that thing. Okay, we'll apply that, and then I'll take it. And I'll just shift D, rotate Z 90. Just do that. Bring that back and see how well we have connected. And we've connected. It's a pretty big light bulb, and it looks like a pretty small lampshade, I admit that. I don't know. On the other hand, That's okay. Well, that's it. That's my rocket lamp model for all it's worth. Huh, cool. A lot of fun to do that. Let's try a quick OpenGL render. There's one view. All right, I like that. And put the little numbers on there, a little insignia or whatever. Let's do one more looking up. Let's see if I hide that. There we go, that's the one. It's taken off. All right, that's it for now. See ya.